Ever wondered how those bright, zesty green onions in your stir-fry or salad get to your plate? They're not just a garnish. They're a global superstar, with millions of tons harvested every year to spice up dishes worldwide. Welcome to Back to the Barn, where we're kicking off an exciting journey into green onion farming. I'm thrilled to take you behind the scenes of this vibrant crop, from sprawling fields to your kitchen. If you're loving this fresh start, like this video, drop a comment about your favorite green onion recipe and subscribe for more farming adventures. Let's dive into the world of green onions, those slender emerald stalks that add a punch of flavor to everything from soups to sushi. They're not just a simple herb. They're a symbol of freshness and nature's resilience, popping up in cuisines everywhere with their crisp, oniony bite. Each year, the world harvests millions of tons of these beauties, and the U.S. plays a big part, with states like California and Arizona leading the charge. But behind every bundle you grab at the market, there's a story of hard work, clever techniques, and a whole lot of love for the land. So how do farmers grow these green wonders? Let's break it down. Green onions are a dream crop because they grow fast, 30 to 60 days from seed to harvest, which means farmers can plant them multiple times a year. Spring and late summer are the sweet spots for planting, when the weather's stable and the soil's just right. They don't need a ton of space or fancy conditions, but they do need a little TLC to thrive. It all starts with the soil. And let me tell you, farmers take this step seriously. They plow the fields deep to loosen things up, making sure the soil drains well so the roots don't rot. Nobody wants soggy onions. Then they mix in organic goodies like compost or well-rotted manure to give the plants a nutrient boost. The soil's pH has to be just right, between 6.0 and 6.8, to make sure the green onions can soak up all that goodness. It's like setting the table for a feast, but for plants. Now, when it comes to planting, farmers have two main paths to choose from, and both have their perks. The first is direct seeding, spreading seeds straight into the field. And picture this: a farmer walking through a freshly tilled field, scattering tiny seeds over nutrient-packed soil, then lightly covering them with a dusting of dirt. They'll water regularly to keep things moist, coaxing those seeds to sprout. It's a simple method, but it takes a watchful eye to make sure the little shoots pop up evenly. I've seen farmers out there at dawn, checking the rows like proud parents, making sure every seed gets its shot at life. It's hands-on, and there's something so satisfying about watching those first green tips break through the soil. The other option is starting with seedlings, and this method's all about control. Farmers soak the seeds in warm water to wake them up, then plant them in nursery trays or separate seed beds to germinate. After about 3 to 4 weeks, when the seedlings are 4 to 6 inches tall, they pick the strongest ones, like they're choosing the best players for the team, and transplant them into the field. The field's prepped with raised beds to help drainage, and the soil's nice and moist to welcome those baby plants. Each seedling gets tucked into a shallow furrow, spaced just right, so they don't crowd each other, then covered gently with soil and watered right away to keep them from wilting. It's a bit more work up front, but it gives the plants a head start, and farmers love knowing they're setting up for success. Some farmers take it up a notch with transplanting machines, especially on bigger farms where time's tight. These machines are like magic. They grab each seedling, plop it into the soil at the perfect depth, and cover the roots with a little pat of dirt, all in one go. It's fast, it's uniform, and it helps the plants settle in quick, getting their roots established without missing a beat. I've watched these machines in action, zipping down the rows like they're on a mission, and it's amazing how they make such a fiddly job look effortless. Whether by hand or machine, the goal's the same. Get those green onions growing strong and lush. Once they're in the ground, the real care begins. Green onions need water like we need coffee in the morning, regularly, but not too much. Farmers keep the soil moist, watering every few days, but they're careful not to let it get soggy, since that can spell disaster for the roots. Weeds are the enemy here. They'll steal nutrients faster than you can say green onion garnish. So farmers are out there pulling weeds by hand or using hose to keep the rows clean. They also feed the plants at different stages, usually with organic fertilizers or a nitrogen boost to make those stems and leaves grow thick and vibrant. It's like giving the plants a balanced diet to help them shine. Pests can be a headache too. Green caterpillars, aphids, and sneaky fungi like to crash the party. But farmers are ready with smart solutions. They might use natural pest controls like introducing beneficial bugs to eat the bad ones, or spray organic treatments to keep diseases at bay. It's all about keeping the plants healthy without overloading the soil with chemicals. With all this care, green onions grow into those fresh, tender stalks you see at the market. Crisp, green, and ready to add a pop of flavor to your dish. Harvesting is where the magic really happens. It's the big payoff after weeks of care, and it's all about timing. Green onions need to be plucked before they flower, because once they bloom, those tender stalks turn tough and lose their fresh, zesty charm. Farmers know this, so they're out in the fields early in the morning or late in the afternoon, when the air's cool and the plants are at their freshest. On smaller farms, this is hands-on work. Picture a farmer bending down, pulling up the whole plant, or snipping the tops, depending on what the market wants. They shake off the dirt, trim any scraggly leaves, and bundle the stalks into neat little bunches, handling them like they're treasures. It's slow, but there's a quiet pride in getting it just right. For bigger farms, machines take the stage, and they're a game changer. Green onion harvesters are like something out of a sci-fi movie. They roll through the fields, either cutting the stalks close to the base or uprooting the whole plant in one swift move. Some even strip away old leaves as they go, saving time down the line. The fanciest models have conveyor belts built right in, whisking the freshly cut onions straight into storage bins without missing a beat. I've seen these machines in action in California's Central Valley, humming along like they're on a mission, and it's incredible how they make harvesting faster while keeping the onions in tip-top shape. Whether by hand or machine, the key is speed, getting those green onions out of the field and cooled down fast to lock in their freshness. Once they're harvested, the race is on to keep that just-picked quality. The green onions head to processing plants, where they get a spot treatment to make them market-ready. First up, a good wash. Some factories use automated systems with mist-spraying tech or tanks of aerated water to gently clean off dirt, dust, and any little critters, all without bruising those delicate leaves. On smaller operations, workers might rinse them by hand, dunking the bundles in big tubs of water and giving them a gentle scrub. Either way, the goal's the same: get them sparkling clean and ready for the next step. After washing, the roots get a trim, and any wilted or damaged leaves are snipped off to keep everything looking fresh and uniform. Sorting comes next, and this is where the green onions get their moment to shine. Workers, or sometimes automated systems, sort them by size, length, and freshness, making sure they meet the market's demands